Hey guys, today's video is dedicated to helping you find print-on-demand trends. I'm going to show you a few different ways that I go about keeping my finger on the pulse of upcoming potential trends. It's not always guaranteed. The thing about trends, guys, is sometimes you have to bite the bullet and take a chance of being early, because if those trends catch on, guess what? If you're late, you're screwed. It's going to be really hard to rank at the top of search results where the real money is made. So get ready. We're going to be using Merch Dominator. This is a really useful research tool when it comes to identifying trends. I'm going to show you everything you need to know. Let's get started. I hope you're ready. My goal in this tutorial is to be informative and also show you the various ways that Merch Dominator can help us identify trends quickly. Now, if you're not using Merch Dominator, I'm going to put a link at the top of the description along with a discount code that they gave me. So the first thing I want to show you guys is the core functionality in my mind that most people are going to find useful that's unrelated to identifying upcoming trends. It's a great way of validating current trends though, and that is to go to MBA and KDP on the left-hand side and then clicking best sellers. Now, I always like to open up advanced options and change hide brand to yes. This way it filters out the protected brands. Now, everything you see behind me, these are trending, but it doesn't really help to know that if we're attempting to get out ahead of the upcoming trends and try to be the organic bestseller, right? If we're late to the trends, it's going to be virtually impossible in my experience. So the purpose of this video is not to show you how to identify what is selling. We want to know what's gonna be selling. There's a couple different ways that Merch Dominator helps us do that. So let's start with seller trends. That's really what inspired this video. Go ahead and click seller trends on the left-hand side. It's right underneath best sellers. Now, by default, the time frame that it is using to identify essentially what it's doing is it's looking at the average BSR of these shirts from the last 30 days and then looking at its current BSR and ordering these shirts behind us in terms of, on a percentage basis, how much it's outperforming its average BSR from the last month. So you can do this on a 1-day time period. This is how it's not, by the way, nothing is guaranteed. You do need to like keep the critical thinking mechanism in your brain enabled, right? Like it, because the software can only do so much, but this is really attempting to expedite putting those best-selling upcoming trends that may have just emerged right in front of us. Now, I always like to, again, go to advanced options, make sure we change hide brand to yes, because I don't want to be doing anything to damage my account. So I always go ahead and do that. And then honestly, you can just scroll and scroll and scroll. These shirts all made at least one sale today in the last 24 hours, most likely multiple. The more sales that they've made, the bigger of an indication it could potentially be that, hey, there is a trend coming. Now, of course, given the time period that I'm recording this, there's going to be a lot of Thanksgiving, a lot of Christmas, but how about this? Like above my head here, this is not pre-planned, like diabetes awareness. So why don't we look up when Diabetes Awareness Month is, and boom, it's November. Okay, so Diabetes Awareness Month just kicked off. I didn't need to memorize that. I'm literally using the seller trends and it's putting these trends at my fingertips. Again, not everything you see here though is an upcoming trend. Nothing's guaranteed. I opened the video by telling you sometimes you have to just take a leap of faith, okay? Like the only really way to know is to actually be experiencing you being early to the trend. It looks like there's a lot of pro-Trump stuff mixed in. Here's some flamingo themed Christmas shirts, alien themed shirts, a lot, again, Thanksgiving, some cat stuff. And just so you know, guys, you can go back up to the top. You can change the time period from 1 day to 1 week, 1 month, or even 3 months. Now, the longer you extend it to, like this one right here, I loaded it up for 3 months. By the way, doing it for 3 months had to crunch a lot more data. So the search results took a little bit longer to load up, which is why I pre-loaded it. But the longer of a time frame it's factoring in to the average BSRs, the more significant the outperformance is. So if you asked me personally, I would use the 1-day time frame if I'm really looking for a Hail Mary, which anybody that knows football means that's when you're just throwing up a desperation pass as far as you can, hoping that your teammate scores a touchdown, right? Typically at the end of the game. Lower percentage chance of a positive result. When you extend it to 3 months, this is littered with winners, okay? Because it's looking at 3 months worth of BSR history and showing you products that are outperforming that. This is where the mainstays are. This is where people who have upload slots that need to be used should be spending a lot of their time. Okay, so that's seller trends. trends. Now, they also have merch archive. Here, you can literally set a date in the past to look at data from. So if I wanted to, I could go to the year 2022, go to December, and then go to December 8th, you know, literally 11 months ago, and see what was selling well 11 months ago to project what could be selling 1 month from now. That's a nice way of doing it. And I've mentioned this before, but one way to stand out from the existing listings, put the year on here. Put 2023 at the end of your primary search terms, okay? That's easy, it's simple, and guess what? It works. Otherwise, I wouldn't be sharing it with you. What else? They have under trends on the left-hand side, of course they have trends. You can actually go to Google Trends, set the country, and just click search, okay? You don't have to do anything else. Now in real time, we are looking at trend data from Google Trends today, all right? This is crazy. I mean, literally today, as of recording this. So if you're watching this video, this is yesterday's trends. Now, a lot of this stuff is, of course, going to be protected. So again, keep the critical thinking cap on, you know what I mean? Like Jason Kelsey right here, he's a professional football player, so don't go selling Jason Kelsey stuff. The point of this though is that every now and then you'll find something that you can in fact sell. Or perhaps, I mean, you know, this is where, remember my video from last week about the gray area? Well, some people sell in the gray area. I typically recommend steering clear. It's really up to you how you want to go about doing things. Like what I'm really thinking is some of these people or these things in this list may have nicknames, etc. And you can go down, you know, the rabbit hole of arguing whether or not that's allowed. I personally don't care. I told you, I steer clear. But these Google Trends, they literally show you on a relative basis, an estimated search volume associated with them. All right. And that's a nice way of knowing where people, you know, it's literally out of sight, out of mind. If people aren't seeing it, they're not thinking about it, or vice versa. They're thinking about it, then they see it, right? They seek it out. So if you've got, you know, a niche that nobody cares about, that nobody's searching for, you're not going to make any sales. You already knew that, but sometimes it's, you know, worth reminding. Besides that, guys, don't forget about events. On the left-hand side in navigation, they have an upcoming events and they have a calendar. So while the upcoming events loads, let me show you the calendar. I'll move myself to the left-hand side here. So literally this calendar is showing you the significant print-on-demand seller holidays. They're not all guaranteed to be massive winners, but again, it's that out of sight, out of mind thing. These holidays are, you know, specific dates in time where these tend to trickle down into the, you know, consciousness of the public, right? So you've got big niches like Halloween. You've got smaller niches like today being National Cappuccino Day. You've got bigger niches like Veterans Day. You've got, you know, Diwali, which I believe is on the upcoming event calendar. So here we are with the upcoming event calendar. We have Veterans Day, plus it's pulling in designs. So instead of you having to then go switch back over to the product search feature, they're literally pulling in the designs from the product search feature that are in fact best sellers on these primary niches. So you don't even have to sort by, you know, low to high. Literally it's giving you them right here. The ones on the left are selling more than the ones on the right. We have Diwali. Hopefully I'm not, you know, mispronouncing that. I forget, I looked it up the other day. Festival of Lights, so Indian holiday. World Kindness Day, World Diabetes Day, November 14th. Anybody who didn't know that, well, now you know. And look how easy it was to find on Merch Dominator. Plus we found it earlier in the seller trends. So again, makes sense. We have Thanksgiving, Native American Heritage Day, International Day of Persons with Disabilities Day, National Cookie Day. Now we're in December. If you guys didn't know about National Cookie Day, I'm just saying, look at some of these designs. And plus down here, you can actually view the BSR history and the price history of these listings, guys. Merch Dominator absolutely has it all. It's the fourth quarter. It's by far the best time to really be buckling down and not just putting out quality listings, but again, recognizing intent to buy amongst the customers and going and serving that demand. Today's episode was dedicated to trying to get out ahead of big trends. We already know Thanksgiving and Christmas are coming, but there's going to be opportunities sprinkled in between those holidays, between now and the end of the year. My goal was to help you use Merch Dominator to identify those. By the way, again, just a reminder, I have a link in the description along with a promo code to help you save money on joining Merch Dominator. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. If you did, please let the YouTube algorithm know by hitting that like button. Please hit the subscribe button if you're not already, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with a new video.